Hello and welcome to the McTaggart Attack podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart and this is my podcast. My podcast is how I give my opinions on things for the most part. Sometimes I post on my Facebook page or my Twitter account, but since I have a podcast, I try to give most of my opinions on stuff in my podcast and then promote my podcast through my social media accounts because that makes a lot more fucking sense. You can email me, mctaggartattack@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter @KevMcT. Or you can find the Facebook page for the McTaggart Attack podcast on Facebook. That's right. And this is the football edition of my McTaggart Attack podcast, the McTaggart Attack football podcast, where I talk about things that I think are important to talk about in the world of football, either professional or college football, whatever the fuck I feel like talking about at that time, whenever I feel like I need to record a podcast episode. You know? What was it last week? I talked about Florida State fans last week and how they needed to calm down. And I almost agreed with them because if they had lost, if Florida State football had lost to Louisiana Monroe, then I would want Willie Taggart fired. So, but no, this is a football podcast where I talk about what's pissing me off most of the time in the world of football. This episode is about college football. It's about an aspect of watching live college football. It's about the TV Timeout Guy. TV Timeout Guy. You see, my father and I have season tickets to BC football. For better or for worse. I think I've seen them win 50% of their games in the years that I've been going. Over a decade now, I think I've been going. Shit. But there is something that annoys the crap out of me when I go watch college football or the BC games. And I believe it happens at all college games in some form or another. And I'll post a picture of this on my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram. I think it's @KevMcT33. I think that's it. I might be wrong about that. Maybe I'll change the name to McTaggart Attack. How do you change your Instagram name? I'll have to figure that out. Make a note. Possibly change my Instagram name to McTaggart Attack. Because why not? Anyway. Why? Because I post most of my podcast stuff through my Instagram page, so I might as well change the goddamn name to McTaggart Attack. Anyway, back to BC college football. And it irritates the hell out of me every time it happens. No, I'm not talking about the hot dog toss. No, I'm not talking about the t-shirt cannon. Yes, those things do annoy the crap out of me. But what annoys me the most is the TV Timeout Guy. Oh my God. The TV Timeout Guy is the absolute worst. I hate when the TV Timeout Guy is on the field because it means that there can be no football game happening while the TV Timeout Guy is on the field. TV timeouts are so fucking stupid. What's worse than TV timeouts? A guy on the field representing the TV timeouts. He usually wears like a big red sweatshirt or some shit like that. And he's just on there for minutes at a time. I even think it's a different amount of minutes at sometimes. I don't know how the fuck long it is, but it's goddamn annoying. It makes me lose interest in watching the game. I'm watching a live event. Why do I need to worry about the TV timeout guy? Why? The TV timeout guy makes it better to watch the game from home on your television. The TV timeout guy hurts attendance. Why the fuck do we have a TV timeout guy in this day and age? We shouldn't have TV timeouts. We don't need TV timeouts. There's got to be better ways to put up advertising than have TV timeouts so we can do commercials. I mean, still have timeouts. But it's like, I get that, but like, I mean, how goddamn old-fashioned is it that we have the TV timeout guy standing there in front of a live audience, and we're just like, well, this is stupid. Why the fuck am I watching the TV timeout guy? This is so goddamn annoying. When the hell is he going to get off the field? It's fucking ridiculous. And that's what it had been for most years. He would just like stand there, and I wouldn't know how fucking long he was going to stand there, and then he got off the field. And he's on there a lot more times than others. It really depends. Like, I'm going to the Friday night game against Kansas, and he's probably going to be on the field a lot. And that's going to piss me off a lot. But there's a new wrinkle this year. There's a new wrinkle to the TV timeout guy. There is a guy who stands next to the TV timeout guy with a big old timer. He's got it he's got a pole, and he's got like a vertical timer. And like, my dad told me about it because he went to the first game and it happened there. And then I went to the second game with him against Richmond, and I saw it there. And like, I could barely read the numbers off the timer because the sun was shining off of it. But it was like 3 minutes, and I'm like, wow, it's only 3 minutes, but it seems like forever. It seems like I'm watching a terrible comedian, a first-time comedian who doesn't write any jokes and just thinks that he can riff off the top of his head, even though he's never done stand-up comedy before. He thinks he can just stand there and make jokes when he has absolutely no fucking material in the goddamn first place, and he's only on there for 3 minutes, but it seems like 15 fucking minutes. But yeah, now, so now, there's a guy standing next to the TV timeout guy, so you know how long he's going to be there for. And it's only been one game, and I'm not sure if that makes it all better or worse, because it's like, I had no idea it was 3 minutes. Because it seems a lot fucking longer than 3 minutes, but it's just like, I guess I like it. I guess I'm glad that there's a timer. There's a guy with a timer next to the TV timeout guy. But I don't think we need a TV timeout in the first place. Like, why don't we just... There's a whole thing now where they, like, have commercials going while the live action is going on. You know, where you can still watch the live action in, like, the corner of the screen for, like, a few minutes. And I don't see how that's a big deal. Sure, that's a hindrance to the people watching the game, you know, on TV. If you're watching the game on TV, it's gotta suck to see it's on a little screen for a few minutes at a time, every once in a while during the game. But I mean, if you're watching it live, you should have the benefit of watching it live without stupid fucking things like the TV Timeout Guy. It's fucking stupid. And I know it's not that bad, but I still don't like the guy that stands next to the TV Timeout Guy. Only because I hate the TV Timeout Guy, and the TV Timeout Guy shouldn't be there in the fucking first place. We need to just do away with the TV Timeout Guy. What are we going to do next? You know, what's going to happen next? You know, is there going to be a TV Timeout Guy? And then the guy, the timer guy, the TV Timeout timer guy, standing next to the TV Timeout Guy? And what's going to be next to that guy? I don't fucking know. Who knows what the fuck else they're going to do to annoy the crap out of me. And then, you know how they can fix the TV Timeout Guy situation? Getting rid of the TV Timeout Guy. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.